How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James, coming at you guys with another lightsaber video. This time we have a lightsaber belonging to the Jedi Nari, who was featured in Star Wars the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney+, who was in the very first episode, if so briefly. Now, of course, this video was made possible thanks to HeySabers, who sent this lightsaber my way, which is currently equipped with the Xenopixel 3 board for those of you who are curious. Now, of course, this particular hilt also has a little bit of an extra touch to it, which is this cool LED panel on the very top, which will, of course, go in more detail as the review goes on. But first, let me go ahead and give you guys a closer look of this hilt. And here it is, starting off from a distance. If you can't already tell, we have a heat treating effect on the top here, which adds a nice touch to the lightsabers in my opinion, especially because the lightsabers are really hot. Over here, of course, this is where the LED panel is going to be. Right now, the saber is currently off, thus nothing is being shown. This will use, of course, a 1-inch blade with a total of 3 retention screws to secure the blade firmly to the hilt. This, of course, is going to be a 1-button setup, this being the button located right here. We also have a CoverTech wheel, nice grips, and of course, open vents for sound ventilation. If you wish to get access to the internals, you're going to go ahead and unscrew it right here, just above this section, like so. Doing so, of course, is going to reveal your battery, which is removable with a USB-C charging port, which is included in the box. And of course, access to our board, in this case, the SD card, if you wish to add this to your computer to add some saber fonts. Now, of course, keep in mind that when you first receive this, I highly recommend to make sure it is on the latest firmware update to make installing saber fonts really easy. Because it's going to be set up in a way to where you just have to take the Xenopixel folder and add it onto your SD card and just naming the corresponding. So in this case, I believe it's got like 35 or 36 lightsaber fonts by default out of the box. So meaning if you're adding onto it, you'll just name it the next one up. It's that simple. But you definitely can't make any mistakes with that. Anywho, let me go ahead and showcase the LED little panel here. So this is what's going to look like. And keep in mind that there is a lot of different variations, which we'll touch upon that as we go on. But here's how it looks when you start it up for the very first time. Like I said, we got our blue currently set up here. Go ahead and do that one more time. Overall, that is pretty neat. And like I said, there is a lot of effects on here because, again, you have a lot of saber fonts indeed. Now, I wanted to kind of touch upon the LED function first before we actually put the blade in and kind of go from there. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and bring over my mobile phone because we need access to an app which is going to be called the Xeno Configurator. Now, as far as the LED panel goes, if you do not like the LED, meaning it bothers you, you just don't like it at all, I wanted to showcase this now so that way you know your options. So we're going to go ahead and bring the phone over.
App connected.
Connected to the app. Now, if you don't like the LED and you would like to disable that, you're going to go to this panel right here, which is a little cogwheel. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll up. You'll notice LED screen right here as the option. If we go ahead and select that, what's going to happen is that when I now activate this lightsaber, that LED panel is no longer going to light up. So again, if you don't like the LED panel, you could easily disable that using your mobile device. And if you wish to re-enable that, you're just going to go ahead and go back in here, press it to where it's highlighted, and like so. Now it's going to light up.
App disconnected.
Yes. Go back here and turn this off. Now it's that easy. Now, of course, really quick, since we have the phone out anyways, I want to show you guys how to update your lightsaber when you get it out of the box. It's as simple as just flipping off a switch or whatever, like we were just doing here. Now, if you wish to update your lightsaber, you're going to go to the Xeno Configurator app.
App Connected.
Like so. You're going to go to your options here, which is going to be right here. Select that. So again, you're going to select the very far one right here. Press that, and it's going to say update software. It's going to search for any updates, which mine's already updated, and you're just going to follow the box that leads to all the information, and then you are good to go.
App disconnected.
All right, so let's go ahead and put that away and continue on. So let's go ahead and I'm going to bring a blade over first. And then I'll cycle through, of course, its functions and showcase some of the different effects from those LED panels. Now, as far as the LEDs, if you were curious, can you use the phone app to customize it, or how does that work? And I was digging around it for like literally about a week and a half, because I was trying to see if there's like maybe a hidden folder in the Saber fonts, something that I'm not seeing. I have no idea how to mess around with those LEDs. I don't know if there's a way to upgrade them, not upgrade them, but like to program them, or if you can select which one you want. I cannot figure that out, but if you guys know, let me know. So let's go ahead and turn this off, showcase it. Boom. So that's how it's going to look with your blade in it. Just like that. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with XenoPixel, XenoPixel is packed full of lightsaber effects. Unlike Profi is one of my personal favorites when it comes to the boards. Profi requires the programming side, which can be a headache, annoying, and maybe a learning curve that might be too advanced for some people. But for those of you who want to get a lightsaber and that's just jam-packed with a lot of extra stuff, regardless if you're going to use it or not, XenoPixel is not a bad option. Of course, by default, you're able to hold down the button, and depending for how long you hold it down for, you can change different effects. Like, for example, for just holding it down for a mere second, we can change from high volume, low volume, or even mute, like so.
Volume high.
Now we have our volume high.
Volume low.
Volume low.
Mute.
And then mute. Basically, it just means obviously no audio coming out of the lightsaber. So if you wanted to practice at night without waking up the neighbors or whatever, then you can go ahead and do so, or kill younglings in the dark. Just kidding. Of course.
Volume level 100%.
Yeah, that's right. That's where we want to be. Now, of course, if you hold it down for 2 seconds, 1, 2.
Unstable.
This is going to change, of course, the blade style. So right now this is unstable. I'm not going to activate it because the unstable blade is not the best. It's literally got like the strobing effect, so if you're sensitive to that, I won't play it. 1, 2.
Rainbow blade.
Rainbow blade again. Again, we started off with blue, now we have RGB. And again, 1, 2.
Candy blade.
1, 2.
Cracked blade.
1, 2.
Pulse.
Let's see. Okay, I had to double check. Pulse is usually the one I typically use, or just standard. Those are typically my two go-to ones. Let's see, what else? There was something that was on the tip of my tongue I was about to say. It slipped my mind, and we'll try to come back to that if I remember to do so. Now the next one is, oh yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. Now, obviously, I'm kind of counting out loud just so you have an idea of how long I'm holding the buttons for. There is a setting on the phone, so if you don't like to count in your head or you just keep messing it up, there's a feature that you can enable, which I showcased it in my last review, or the first review I did this year, where it's got a beep function. So it would actually beep indicating how many seconds it's been. So if it's a lot easier for you, you could enable that function, but for the purposes of this review, I have that disabled since I showcased it last time. Now the next one is, of course, you can change the startup effect when you ignite your blade, and this is going to be when you're holding it down for 3 seconds, like so. 1, 2, 3.
Broken ignition.
And that's going to change the ignition type. Again, 1, 2, 3.
Photon ignition.
And then, of course, 1, 2, 3.
Stack ignition.
And by default, again, there is a lot of them on here, so you could easily go through all the different options. We'll do it one more time, actually. 1, 2, 3.
Warp ignition.
There you go. Now, of course, you could also do color change.
Color change.
Just like that. So right now, we're just going to go ahead and kind of cycle through, see what colors we want. Let's see, maybe red?
Color selected.
Oh, this is more of orange than red, but you get the idea. And as you can see, when we change the color, this also changed the color of the little LED panel right there. Pretty neat. Now, if you wish to change the lightsaber fonts, there are 2 methods as well. There is holding down the button for 4 seconds, like so.
I'm so tired.
And of course, you'll know it's changed because you'll hear it. The other option is to go on the app. You can go ahead and select the wheel on the bottom and cycle through the different saber fonts that way if you wish for a more quicker method. And we're going to do that again.
Moonfield.
So I'm going to go ahead and showcase this one because this one's got like the weird wonky LED effects on this one. Moonfield one, if I remember correctly, is the Sailor Moon Saber font. Yes, there's a Sailor Moon Saber font on here. But to kind of give you the idea with the LED panel here. See what I mean? So weird things. So let's go ahead and cycle through some of the saber fonts on here.
Whispers of power. The teacher. The second.
And we'll cycle through, let's say, 2 or 3 more.
The learner. The Dark Lord revisited.
And we'll do 1 more.
The champion.
So yeah, like I said, pretty cool with the LED. Now, as far as the hilt goes, the hilt is actually very comfortable to wield. Even with the control box here, the control box doesn't really have any like major sharp edges of any kind. So even when you're spinning or twirling, I don't find anything to get in the way at all. So, which is good because, you know, that's the last thing that you want, to have a control box in a way as you spin. Next thing you know, you're getting scuffed and scratched up, and tends to get annoying after a while. So let me go ahead and change the font.
Serenity.
There you go. Now, one thing I actually wasn't really paying attention to is whether or not the LED on here will change depending on the effect of whatever we chose. So let's go ahead and see that right now. Let's go 1, 2.
Flashblade.
Actually, no, I did say I wasn't going to do Flashblade, and I did, so I do apologize for that. 1, 2.
Fireblade.
Let's see if this does anything with the LED panel, because we saw it by default. Doesn't look like it. Let's try it one more. 1, 2.
Steady.
Let's see. Oh, maybe. It looks like that. Let's see. 1, 2.
Unstable.
Nope, not unstable. 1, 2.
Rainbow blade.
Let's see. Here we go. Ah, so it looks like that's how we control that. So I think I might have answered the question of how you control and program the LED feature on there. I think it just depends on what blade style you're going with. and that will determine the effect of the actual panel there. So that makes sense. I thought there was a little programming method, or you could just, when you add saber fonts, you could predetermine what you want on there. But it seems like the LED panel here is going to determine what blade style that you have, assuming you are using the LED panel. If you're not, then obviously you don't have to worry about that at all. Now, one thing I will mention that I kind of don't like is I don't like the fact that where the CoverTech wheel location is, it's on the same side where this little panel is, meaning that if you're wearing this onto your belts, obviously this panel is going to get scuffed or scratched on your clothing, which can be annoying. Now, out of the box, when you first receive this, there is a little bit of a screen protector that's located on this. And I'm pretty sure it's probably easy to add your own screen protector on there as well, assuming if you're concerned about that. Let's go ahead and turn these lights back on. But overall, this lightsaber, in my opinion, is very nice. Like I said, unfortunately, we never got to see it in use or in action. As far as the show goes, the only time we really saw it is during a dark scene. And by dark scene, I don't mean like Order 66. It was nighttime on Tatooine when he ran into Obi-Wan. He had pulled out his lightsaber and stuff like that and mentioned and all that fun stuff. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately, his character died. Like I said, it wasn't that impactful to the story as far as my opinion goes, but it's at least cool to see other survivors. Anytime we get more clips added into Order 66 or see other survivors from the events of Order 66, in my opinion, is pretty cool to see more of that. And hopefully we get more of that in future Star Wars shows as well. But let me know what you guys think about this lightsaber in the comment section down below. Like I said, I think this is great. I do like the LED panel. However, the other thing I should also mention about the panel here is that there's no way to adjust the lighting. So if you find it to be bright or annoying, your only option is to either enable the LED panel or disable. There's no brightness feature as far as that goes. Just kind of be on the just be aware of that. Other than that, like I said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next lightsaber review, which I do want to let you know, since we're talking about the Obi-Wan series, I do have the Third Sister's lightsaber right here as well from another company. Can't wait to share more info on that. Until then, you have a wonderful day, and always remember, may the Force be with you.